Hello, hello, and welcome to Simulacra Studios presents Trinity Continuum Aeon ASIYAH. I am your humble story guide, Scott. My pronouns are he, him. These are my awesome players. Their shit is on the screen and in the show notes. When last we left our freelance Scion plus a Psiad, they had begun to unpack the mysteries and functionalities of the old Data League stations, getting the ship repaired, and that pesky little quantum entanglement that fucks with psi powers well on the way to getting cleared out. There was some sharing of information regarding the deep, dark secrets that various people are into, as well as a pretty prompt report back to a rogue psi order that has some things to answer for, it seems. But yeah, so a lot of information getting slung about. We are getting close to the end. You've got maybe about a day and change before the repairs are complete. There's been a good deal of resting and relaxing, after a hard battle, and some moral quandaries. Something I want to know is, what are you guys doing with the Garys?
Well, that was something else I wanted to think about. I was going to try to basically alert Aeon that they're here and let them be their problem to deal with. But if you're turning this...
Yeah, because it wouldn't be safe. They're human, right?
They are
just clones.
They're
human clones.
So
we can't take them on.
Nathan will kind of explain over the days. I've contacted my order. I've explained a little bit more. I've asked for a telepath. When they're ready to initiate this conversation, they will let me know. I can't keep bugging because keep getting in their heads.
Can they be responsible for the Garys after we leave?
Yes, they will take care of the Garys. Actually, they'd be
they're fine now, but
they'd be very useful if assuming the Garys are willing, they probably are, to assist in meeting the station.
I mean, they signed up for that psychotic job, so I imagine that once this place isn't a flux zone anymore, they'll be more than happy to
actually, we should not do anything with the Garys because right now they're safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
If we try to bring them out and it's still a flux zone, it's going to start.
Oh, yes. I'm not suggesting we wake them up. I'm just trying to decide. It seems wrong to, leave them asleep forever since they have the potential to be woken up.
Here's what we should do, though. What we should do is, because there's no sure thing that his order are going to have someone who can interface with the station as well as you can, we should probably leave a set of protocols or instructions for how to safely handle them.
That's not a bad idea.
Because it's Novatech. There's no way they're going to have someone who can just be as good as you and just in there.
Not from maybe a psionic perspective now, but they do have people with understanding Novatech fairly well.
Yeah, but I feel like there would be a lot more trial and error with the hitting of keys instead of just jacking your mind straight into it.
I mean, I can literally just program in a routine so that they can just start thawing the ones that are ready to be woken up.
This is your station. Feel free to do as you see fit. I don't think it would be a huge problem, but if you want to get started on that, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
we got time.
It's true.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Over the course, you would have seen him do in the ship of the ASIYAH lots of working out and and one of the things I wanted to point out, if you just happen to be there, is he does take off the suit, so he's kind of just in more very basic workout clothes. You do see, besides the physical, so there are actual physical scars on his body, but there's this odd starfish bio app on his back that sort of tendrils over to the front of his body.
Oh yeah, you'll notice that Asher doesn't make it a secret, but he does have kin polyps, the commercially available ones.
Well, he's got one of those right there. This is
I would have become
very
aware
unique.
of that when I did Overseer in your presence. So what is it?
It's a piece of biotech. That's why. Oh yeah, is it? No, I guess it is a piece of technology.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes, it is a. It appears to be a very bespoke piece of BioWare for him.
Basically, I noticed you have a piece of BioWare, though, and immediately stopped paying attention to it, because I'm not going to, fuck around with your spine.
Yeah.
So, but, Cool.
And does it let you know what it does, or it just lets you know I have it?
I mean, it would let me interface with it, or make it impossible for you, or make it hard for you to interface with it.
Okay.
But I don't have to interact with everything.
Just let me know if you want to know, because that power I can't do nothing about.
Nope, Alex will respect your privacy on it.
He'll tell us when he's ready.
I am going to go ahead and hey, can we link up so I don't have to go back into this flux zone to do this? Boop, boop.
All right.
Asher has been practicing gunning. Like he's gone to like some safe space where he can just fire off shots and zip around. And shoot.
Nathaniel probably joined you.
He brings out Angel of the Lord every once in a while.
How about try maybe a little more nuance is called for. He hands you his laser
I
carbine.
have a psi gauntlet, bro. I don't need no goddamn carbine.
Oh, that's right. I bought up like close
I
combat.
was supposed to be Legion 2.
Yeah, I got 6 successes to go ahead and basically I'm just setting up a script to when you're ready to thaw a Gary, just put in scan their barcode and press this button.
I'm really glad that you did that, because as you're poking around, you realize that in about 3 weeks, a Gary would have been ready and it would have just opened.
I put a stop to that.
Yeah, you absolutely. This thing is the way the current program that it's running is to develop Gary, pop it out with the assumption that they get shoved in the corruption chair, as opposed to you stop the schedule.
Yep, no more Garys are being conceived, and no more Garys will be woken up until such time as somebody can take care of them.
You basically set it so
good.
that you don't think it's a good idea to stop the gestation process?
No, I'm not stopping those. They can keep developing. I'm just making
but you basically put the endpoint and then put them into stasis.
Hey, we're just putting everything in standby mode, essentially.
Yeah, you should just wait.
And you're able to design a pretty easy protocol for how to interact with the system.
Microwave a Gary.
You're able to tell the standard Gary protocol is to age it up to around 20 or so, and it doesn't. It has some method of updating a copy of a consciousness. It's not full though. It's very focused. It would be a very interesting ethical study on how mentally developed the Garys are, because they're kind of purpose built, and you don't think they have a full.
Oh no, they're Meeseeks.
They might be something of Meeseeks.
Oh no.
Well, I kind of suspected something. That's why I imagined, can we get them to somebody who can rehab them and teach them to be people in society or somewhere safe? But not either way. Not something I think we have the capabilities for.
At best, doing that would be the Ministry.
Because literally, they do that kind of thing.
But that's also China.
Yep.
So
how much you trust the Ministry?
Can I make one more roll to get the complication all the way down?
You can. I mean, the automated system will take care of it.
Never mind. If that's already, if it can be automated,
automated.
it can handle it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And I am going to go ahead and load up the hull, so we can keep a lesser number on us, but when we get back, we'll just
keep track of the units.
You do find in sort of the armory plans a cannon that pretty much from what as you're examining the specs of it, it will replicate the effect of a fusion missile launcher without having to have a physical missile. It has to recharge pretty slowly, but you could basically have a nuke launcher.
Oh yeah, let's do that. I'll go ahead and add that into the.
That'll be really, really helpful if we ever fight another thing the size of that motherfucker again. Or another ship that we aren't.
What, we're going to be more illegal?
That's true. Might as well have a nuke launcher.
Once you go to a certain point of illegal, might as well just keep going.
I mean,
We'll deal with the stats later.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to need a portable nuke launcher.
God,
anytime
I
soon.
really hope not. I truly do not want to fire one right now.
I guess, could you hand me the ship's sheet? I'm just going to make a note that we have that on there.
I wrote down fusion launcher on it.
Okay, cool.
He would have. Nathaniel also explained. My contact did explain that there is more going on with the FSA. He did not give me details. Partially, it's based on whatever you all did.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean,
But some other stuff. It may be things that they may need assistance with.
Well, we all knew we'd end up back there one sooner or later.
well, that's kind of where it all goes. So, yeah. There's a colony of aberrants under the FSA.
You mean the Wyckoff Blight?
Yeah, but it's way
Active.
worse. But it's very active. There's a lot of them. There's something pretty gnarly down there. That's where we're all going at some point or another.
It has.
Yep.
Yes.
Noted.
You too.
Whenever we get... Well, okay. Noted.
Oh, that's how I find out if people are ride or die with us. That's why I hit you with the Nexus surfing immediately. I'm only looking for a specific yes or no question. Are you under the FSA with us when that time comes? And if the answer is yes, I assume you're fine.
On a very specific set of criteria to denote
Well,
someone's worth.
Well, you're not trying to shoot me in the head while we're doing it, so that's the most important part.
Oh, that's good to know.
I'm assuming that if you
I'm
willingly...
glad I'm already predestined not to do that.
Yeah.
If it helps, we're predestined not to be shooting you in the head either, right?
Yeah.
Yep. We're allies.
Okay,
It's
there
great.
is a
We're
trade-off
bros.
there. That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I assume that if you're ballsy enough to come down below the Wyckoff flight and fight aberrants with us, you're probably all right.
Well, that means whenever we get close, when we get to that point, I have some people I could reach out to that may be able to give us some a new perspective on the situation.
Oh, yeah, we're going to need to... I mean, that's kind of... It's always kind of looming. It's just we have to prepare.
Looks like you have a very long laundry list of things.
It's never ending.
While they're talking about that, I want to have a quick think about if we do leave a big cache of these exotic materials, how detectable something like that would be, like just hanging out on an asteroid belt, hanging out on an asteroid. Like, is it something that, say, a lot of psionic people might notice, or?
Yeah, give me a science roll.
Yes.
Oh, fusion missiles are the most illegal type of missile. That's fantastic.
Would Tech Expert or Nova Core or Aeon be a path that might be applicable?
No.
All right.
No, none of those will really apply for this.
Three successes.
3 successes. It's one of those things where, like, if someone was specifically looking for it, yeah. If someone got into pretty close proximity to where it was, and was like looking around, yeah, it would be apparent. So it's like, but it's not just going to throw up a big beacon.
That's what I was wondering.
That people are going to immediately like become aware of it without specifically being close to it or specifically looking for it.
Good enough.
But either of those things would be able to pick it up.
I also see if there's some kind of large excavator I can put into our cargo, make just enough room for so we can dig out a little place in the asteroid to stash things.
Yeah, you can get a basic excavator / like material processor.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Also, if anyone's checking the records, Nathaniel has solved a lot of Sudoku puzzles.
I bet. You had to be sitting here for a while.
So unless there's anything else you guys want to do out here, eventually the repairs and the installation of the cannon get done.
Not unless we want to look at...
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say not unless we wanted to look for anything that could improve our speed or our armament or our armor on the ship, but I think we're probably good on
Yeah, it's
for what we can do.
I think
It's already-
the ship is pretty at its capacity for that sort of thing.
What's the quantum flux zone like on the station now?
Still pretty much where it is. It's going to take. It will be years before it's completely.
I was just kind of I was curious about it. Okay. For whatever purpose that was, that very powerful, very corrupted aberrant was there for a pretty long time. Got it. I'm assuming the station itself is by this point repaired. Or mostly,
like the major hull breaches and whatnot are well on their way to getting repaired. Like there's the central facility has it can be pressurized again. So yeah, it's getting there. Okay. And this small fleet of repair drops are just they're going about their business. We're ready to go.
All right.
Awesome.
Ship, you ready?
Certainly.
All right, one-way trip, kids.
Bye, Gary's.
Later, Gary's.
Okay. You activate the teleportational helm, and the ship returns to its coordinates. It's very much the same as being through all the various other teleportations that you've gone through, except there's just no feeling of a guiding hand behind it. It's very much an automatic process. No one's at the wheel other than the tech itself.
It's very weird. Not sure I like this, but it is cool.
You are now much, much closer to you are in the asteroid belt at your little hideaway. It is, from your seeing it, it is very much just a rock floating out in space.
Yep.
It is a very good place. It has some crags and whatnot that can hide the ship very well. No one has touched this rock. It's just a rock. There's no
one of millions.
One of millions.
Yep.
Because we're in the asteroid belt.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Between Earth and Mars.
Within a day of absolute.
No, between Mars and Jupiter.
Mars. Okay, different. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
And we're about a day out from absolute zero. I looked for a spot that was the odds of anyone ever just accidentally finding it are so astronomically low that basically nothing. Someone has to come looking for us.
Understood. No, that's very good.
And just for my notification, did you guys cram the ship with the exotic materials? So you have 300 units of exotic material ingots.
I'm going to offload a lot here, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
You want to put 200?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So then we
big-
ended up
get
having
in
to
the
leave
big
yours
hole.
behind,
Yeah,
right?
I'll keep up with it.
So we only have you only have your
Starlight
your
/ Bobert.
yeah.
Little Bobo.
Yep, basically, I'm going to, unless y'all object, I'm going to take some time to basically carve out an even harder to spot, divot to put things under that looks natural. And
I'll totally go out because my suit,
please.
because I'm very good at 0G because I literally can make myself go wherever I want myself to go in 0G.
So while they're doing that, I'm going to just Clairsentience into absolute zero.
Sure.
For a walk around to go look at the news feeds. Considering we're not going to get news feeds directly, OpNet access out here.
Yeah, no,
fair.
you could, but
You gotta catch up on the news.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a far sensing roll.
Anything I should be aware of in the absolute zero?
it's full of pirates.
I mean, yeah.
A lot of
Careful what you say.
four.
But if you want to make some
4?
interesting friends, I can hook you up.
So you just walk around looking at the
sound
news
interesting.
feeds.
I'm in the bar listening to what people are saying.
Sure.
I'm looking at the news that's on.
You see the biggest news stories right now are news coming back from the fight at Chrome Prime. The war with the chromatics is reached kind of something of a crescendo A lot of ships are being sent back for either like resupply or reassignment. There's not a lot on the news feeds about like what happened or what changed, but there's just a lot of military activity. Things are changing in troop deployments, ship deployments. Something has changed in regards to the war, but whatever it is not publicly known.
When you say reassignments, do you mean more are going or more are coming back?
More coming than going back, but there are some rotation happening.
Okay.
But no one's being explicit about what has actually happened in the course of the war. Like the most like details you get is like captive teleporters rescued. Like they are coming home.
Is that a situation I was familiar with?
Yeah. I mean, it was generally known that like when the UPO came back, one of the things that was kind of known was that they had been captured. Like a small cadre of teleporters were captured at some point prior to their leaving, and that is how the Chromatics have been getting around the galaxy.
Oh,
is they basically press ganged captive teleporters into doing it for them.
Well, that is good news then.
So the teleporters have been recaptured, which that would be like the Chromatics can't move around anymore. They're wherever their ships are, that's where they're gonna be, including at the homeworld. But there's a lot of like, okay, but have we like destroyed their capacity to make war? Like, there's a lot of unknowns about what happened during the war. The other bigger story that you get is talk of civil unrest in the FSA. There is like protest, like police, like full on police state, mostly in New York. They're like, it's not like full on declared rebellion. But there's a lot of heavy protest, very regular protest. I mean, it would be analogous to say summer of 2020 is ongoing in New York.
Is there any particular thing they're angry about at this particular moment, or is it just the general shittiness?
Persistent shittiness.
The crack, like in response to what happened at the Kin homeworld, the FSA made good on its threat to ban Muzzy and Bang as a cultural contaminant, as something that is essentially it is a threat to national security because it is It is a psyop on the youth of the nation, and
Asher does have a good chuckle about that. It's like,
but that seems to have sort of lit a couple of fires in terms of other political protest. The sort of shit that's been happening for decades that will inevitably cause a rebellion.
Yeah,
that has been kicking off.
Well, just banning an art form in general is usually like that's a final straw for a lot of people. You'd be like, oh, you can't fucking make movies anymore. Like,
And New York has always been kind of the place where animal culture, like the youth movement of animal culture, has been like most taken root there in the FSA. So yeah, it's kind of caused a hotbed. There's kind of the last kind of like subheading that draws your attention. Is Prexy Alex Gassil continues to have no comment on developing situation. And there are a lot of people asking him to make a comment on both sides.
right. That's the Electro
Yeah, that's the
Yeah, that's the
electrokinesis
head of
proxy.
That's why it's called the Prexy.
Yeah.
President and proxy.
There's some local news as well, like the Doc's boys are pretty much taken care of. They're not a problem anymore. And sort of the situation is kind of stabilized, especially since now some of the Phoenix squadron are set to return to Absolute Zero and resume their patrols.
Of course, I'll just, you know, you guys know what I know.
Oh, it's good to hear. It's all very good developments.
Yeah, that.
Those fancy flyboys.
Phoenix.
I'm sorry that our activities did lead to the ban of an art form, but I'm hoping that will not stand. It was a good show, though. I mean, we can all acknowledge it was it was a biggie.
There was an air show and everything.
Yeah.
It's a little much for me, but I respect that it was there.
You had to be there.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's as the kids say, it was a vibe. And I got the bang board right here. I pull it out of a drawer.
Do you still have your tambourine?
Triangle.
It's a party.
Yeah.
Oh, we made such sweet music, you and I.
Yeah, that sort of phantom ability has pretty much passed right now. Like, you were so into it for a while, but you haven't been practicing. And
It's very. My brain's been in other places, like not being murdered by a giant aberrant snake.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, you don't like.
The many
Get the
seasons.
band
of
back
action.
together.
Yeah. So yeah, you got the excavator going, and you're starting to move units. How many units are you keeping on the ship?
100 on the ship,
100 on the
200
ship,
off.
200 on off. Okay. Yeah, that takes about maybe a day's worth of work.
And before he leaves, a lot of the rubble that we moved, most of it's moved back and placed in front of it.
Yep, basically we leave a way in and the excavator parked in that, so it's so we can get stuff out when we need to.
We don't want to leave just like a big X that's visible from space. No? All right.
No, you put it on that one over there
to
to leave
confuse
away.
them. Excellent.
Yes.
Yeah, misdirection.
Yeah.
Decoy asteroid. Brilliant.
Yes.
All right.
So yeah, that's settled. Where to next? What's the plan?
Well, now that we're closer, I could see if something large scale is coming down the pipe and.
You know what, Asher?
Prep.
Let's go to Absolute Zero and let's relax.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Really didn't want to go Nexus surfing right now. Been kind of a weird.
Take a break.
Remember that conversation I had about your predispositions leading you in certain directions?
Well, yeah, it's
Observation
hard.
effect.
It's hard. It's hard not to look outward when it's all there for you.
I can understand. No, I totally get that, actually. That's why I don't use that very often.
All right. So is everyone heading to Absolute Zero?
Sure.
Hell yeah.
Are you taking the ASIYAH or the Starlight?
Starlight.
Yeah, let's probably do the Starlight because I think the ASIYAH is like.
Isn't it its human configuration?
It's in the configuration that's legal. It's been there before.
But I don't know if that if the ship's configuration is now a known quantity.
I mean, it's been there and it's registered. Like,
That's true. We did do it before, so.
We picked up shell.
I will say that like docking the Starlight is a lot less expensive than docking the
We'll
ASIYAH.
just take the Starlight.
Yeah.
I mean, now I will say that we have to remember we can't just run back to the ASIYAH instantly.
I know.
We have to,
That's why I said, do we want to take the ASIYAH if things are a problem? Okay, actual question, legit. What's the distance between Absolute Zero and where we're at? Because we use sublight speed to get here. So what's the actual distance? Could I teleport?
Could you teleport? No.
Okay, that's what I wanted to
It
know.
takes a space speed 6 vessel a day to get there.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, noted.
Yeah, I would.
And Starlight is not speed
You
6.
It is. It is.
Oh,
speed
it is.
six, yeah.
Okay, we
Asiyah
did
is
pick
not.
that.
It's tiny,
Gotcha.
but that's what it basically does. Is that it's
Okay.
very very fast. And I can actually get there a little bit faster if we want.
So I get. You know what? Here's this will assuage me. Could you hook into their to Absolute Zero's record system and see if we're like wanted on the station? Like
Yeah,
the
sure,
ASIYAH
link
is a
up with
known
me.
entity that would be get us like they would try to arrest us or something.
Probably left on pretty good terms.
Yes,
Yeah.
but they do get updates from Earth.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Somebody's got to pay the bills.
We're unfortunately
Paper
pseudo
trails.
famous in certain circles at this point.
Yeah.
Can you link up?
Huh? Yeah, we link up.
Oh, man.
Alright. I'm
Shanna.
just gonna use access since I'm not fucking around with
Missed
anything.
that street meat.
So good. Real food.
Fish on a stick.
I could use some non-replicated meal.
Oh, we can't get that down there, so that's fine.
Yeah, Absolute Zero has some good spots.
Still covered.
Ramen. I miss a good ramen.
Well, I got a place.
4. That is 6 plus 3 for downcasting, so a lot of successes.
Yeah. Yeah, you get into the records and check. Damien is wanted by the United Nations. And his known associates are persons of interest by the UN and actively wanted for questioning by the FSA. So the three of you, Absolute Zero doesn't give a fuck about any of that.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, if it were Damien,
Maybe.
someone would probably call in the bounty. Y'all, it's not worth it.
You just don't need to avoid McDonald's. Got it.
Yeah, right? Only snitches at certain McDonald's, I hear.
That said, this might be a good time to think about altering our appearance in case we're back
Yeah.
Earthside.
Yeah.
Do you guys not have e-masks?
We do. We have e-masks. But that only works so well for cameras and stuff. There are rat fucks at
Yeah, that's
Absolute
true.
Zero abound who may note our beautiful faces and call in. But I think we're okay. I think we're good. But we can do a hair dye.
Well, actually, something else
Look
you could
into
do is you could put in a program insert it into the Absolute Zero system that anyone communicates outwards that uses certain keywords or phrases. You get notified or block it entirely.
Yeah, I'm not as worried about somebody dropping the dime on us from there. I'm worried about when we're back on Earth because we're not going to be out in space forever. Right?
That's true, but we're on Absolute Zero. That way, no one informs on you while you're on the ship.
Yeah,
on the
that's what
station.
I was thinking, just stopping anyone from making a call back to Earth
About us.
about us if we happen to show. If
Unless they have contacts and you have a very good telepath, they're not going to be able to communicate very readily, or a teleporter, which I also don't think they'll have.
I mean, there is a like big ass comm laser that makes regular updates back and forth to like Mars and Earth.
Yeah, it relays it to probably Mars and then Mars to Earth.
Yep.
Actually,
I will use code, which is the second to top one. That's the one that lets me write a program that stays.
Okay.
And in fact, do that and have it basically instead of it'll look like the message went out, but instead we'll get the message.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah,
get
you're
the
gonna link
message.
up with
Yeah,
Asher
yeah, we're
to
still
do it from a
linked, probably
distance.
soon.
Sure.
I'm the best wireless router.
yeah, we named our Wi-Fi Asher. No.
No, Wi-Fi,
That's still pretty good.
You can burn some enhancement if you need, if more momentum if you need to.
Wi-Fi,
Well,
long
I got 6
shot,
successes.
and I've got to figure out how to get that.
That real quick.
Multi-tool.
You called me Multi. I don't like.
Yeah.
I like Swiss Army knife, but whatever.
But
I guess I don't get to pick the nickname.
You don't.
Swiss
You don't
Army,
get to pick your own
Swiss Army wife.
Swiss Army knife.
Hmm.
I need one good for Alex.
No, I was just thinking. I'm like, wait a
Sure.
minute.
Yeah, that does it.
All right.
Yeah, you entered a quick program of basically your names and anything that's getting sent over the wire regarding that, and it will reroute it to you.
Yep. Nathan is looking at the tip line.
Pretty much.
All right.
Yeah, so you guys load up on the Starlight and head to the spaceport.
Let's have
Yeah.
some fun.
And because what's the size of the Starlight? 2 or 3?
It is 3.
We can all fit if that's what you're
Yeah,
asking.
you can all fit.
Yeah.
It's
No,
whether he can
that's
make it go
why
fast,
I just need to know.
whether he can accelerate it or not.
Ah.
I know he can't join. Would you like to establish a link just in case we...
Yeah, just throw up the mind link.
Yeah, I made enough successes that it's now a speed 7 ship.
Oh, la-dee-da.
Wow.
You definitely, you boost it and you get there in a matter of hours. Pretty good.
It's literally a magnitude faster.
You pull up your old docking contacts and make an arrangement and are able to get a docking bay in absolute zero.
When we were about to disembark, he thinks for a minute, and that biosuit goes from more of a uniform look, and it's more of the civilian clothes now. I'll take the hat off.
I love fast casual.
So he's got more like the classic jeans and rough and tumble leather jacket look going right now.
So I believe you guys canceled your lease on the broom closet.
Yeah,
We
that's
did,
storage
yes.
unit, yeah.
And you don't have access to the Golden Ministries
Nope.
place anymore. So
No.
you guys don't have a place here.
Nope.
But yeah, so if you guys wanted to do such a thing, but you could also just hang out. Like you always have the ship in your docking bay. That's like
Yeah, that's
standard.
It's an
and if we
apartment.
want another job.
If we need a place to stay, I have some money.
Oh, we got money.
I've got some
Oh,
clean
we got
money.
money. That ain't the problem.
Oh yeah, I mean you guys still have a hefty account from the last job.
Yep.
A lot of phantom wealth laying around. So
Dog
you
crime
guys are
case.
fucking stacked. Like you guys got
We're doing fine.
Even if we blow it all on real food, we still have some left over.
More snacks than you can possibly imagine.
Well,
snacks on snacks on snacks.
Oh yeah.
Fill the hole with snacks.
Oh yeah. By the moment we get off, like I just start running. I run over to the nearest meat cart. It's like tiny octopuses. Yeah.
Absolutely. The
Street
is he
food.
always like this?
Yes, when it comes
Okay.
to food.
Okay, fair enough.
Yep, you guys hit the promenade where all the food stalls and whatnot are, and get your bellies full.
Yeah, he actually asked like, "Hey, show me over."
Oh yeah.
And he
You
can
gotta
eat.
try this. You gotta
He's
try
a
this.
guy who can
Yep.
eat.
You got to try this.
Yeah, I mean this is
I can
very
put that sauce on there.
much like Ceres from The Expanse. Like
Oh,
that's
yeah.
very much the
Yeah.
vibe going on here. But yeah,
I like the smell.
Oh yeah. Recycled air and burning food. Yum yum yum.
a lot of mushrooms. A
A
lot
lot
of
of
mushrooms.
mushrooms.
Oh yeah.
I will have
Shrooms for days.
quantum sight up. Quantum sense, just in case anything funny happens.
Sure. Noted. Yeah, I think you guys took care of what was around last time. So-
The only thing that we did that kind of was a problem was like there was going to be Pirates v Hounds of the Void, and we were just like, let it play out however it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Hounds of the Void, you're not sure what the situation with the Hounds of the Void is. Things are kind of like going back to normal.
Yeah.
So you're not sure what's going on.
Oh, and I do have my cycloak up, so I look like a baseline right now.
Okay, noted. So I mean, there are bars, there are stalls, there are all sorts of entertainments and places to drink and relax.
Drink.
Yeah.
All kinds of drinks.
That mushroom whiskey.
There's nothing like Belter alcohol. I will just say that. Something about the 0G. I'm not exactly sure.
That and the fact that mushroom cell walls are mostly cellulose, so it's basically wood alcohol.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Well, I will say, yeah.
goddess.
The one thing different about this from like Ceres and Mount is grav crystals. There is Earth normal gravity everywhere.
Yep.
It's just like
Solves a lot of problems.
Solves a lot of problems. So what are you guys up to? What's the plan here?
All right. What is something we didn't get to actually indulge in last time? Like something that could only happen
Sex workers.
Out here in space. That's
I mean,
fair.
those can happen anywhere.
No, but I mean, like, something where we could take advantage of, like, the zero-G, like, some sort of activity.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of like.
Again, sex workers.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
there's, all sorts of zero-G sex work.
Hell yeah.
Hyper pickleball.
Hyper
Hyper
pickleball. Yeah, there's
pickleball.
hyper pickleball. There's low ball. It essentially is grav ball and low ball, which is like different gravity environments. It's essentially like kind of like pickleball, but it's like a combination of pickleball and lacrosse, kind of.
Yeah.
Like blitzball.
Yeah,
Okay.
like
High
blitzball.
stakes.
Oh,
yeah.
blitzball.
Yeah, very much
Everyone's
like that.
favorite minigame, yeah.
Yeah, there's
Actually, I did very well at blitzball.
there is like a big arena, and then there's like little like sports clubs for there's a difference between like a stadium and like a neighborhood court.
Right.
But there's
Okay.
all sorts of like places where you can go to play.
I know what Nathaniel, he's going to do some card games, poker. He's
Oh,
going to sit down
absolutely.
with people and actually just have a good time. Like,
I'm not allowed in the casino.
yeah, but I am.
Yeah. Want to Rain Man it?
Have fun.
I can already do that. I'm good.
Okay. It's easy
the
to
difference
use.
between just like knowing what the
and I can
the
See,
deck
actually, he
composition is.
doesn't use powers. That's
Yeah.
the kicker. He goes off raw skill. On this
I'm
one.
glad. How nice for you. I just needed money. That's very cool.
Yeah, you guys have
Prefer them
a
once.
fat bank account. You can indulge in whatever
So
the
I-
fuck you
I-
want.
So here's my thoughts. Let's unwind. Let's have fun. Let's keep our ears to the ground for anything that pertains to us or might be interesting to us. And if at the end of a week or some number of days we get bored or have absolutely no idea what the fuck to do, I'll open myself up to the universe and let it dump a bunch of information into my head.
Hey, Ashley, I got a question for you. This is before we sort of break up and start doing stuff.
Yeah.
How about instead of just in a couple of days, instead of looking to the universe for answers, why don't you just decide something?
Well,
Pick
that
a
would
goal.
be. Well, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna listen, man. I'm a schmoozer. You just haven't seen. I'm gonna go schmooze. I'm gonna go find something to do, for us to do.
No. What I'm saying is, I see what you mean. Sorry, apologize.
Yeah, I'm gonna find leads, and if I can't find leads, I'm gonna open up the valve and let a lead get shot into my brain.
Well, I would just think of just like pick one of the 5 things that you want to go do.
That's fair. I mean, but some stuff's on hold and some stuff's bigger than other things. So,
At some point, I'd like to link up and see if I can find out what's up with Damien's brother.
we should. I mean, if you want to do that, I'm all for it. Like, we should
yeah.
probably see how he's doing. Although we do have to be real careful about looking in on him.
That is true.
I mean, I can get proof of life if that's what you. If all we care about is proof of life.
Proof of life, he's still in jail.
Damien brother's still in jail, underground.
You guys have time for that. Yeah, you link up and look for Damien's brother. He's not still in jail. He's still assigned to the Blight Zone, but he's not where he was. He's in a different base. And yeah, but he's out of jail.
Well, if I can't, I don't want to focus in too much as just in case he's under monitoring, but he's out.
Can we have
Which-
done this
do you
before
know
we
which
left
base?
the ASIYAH?
Sure.
I write on the wall of Damien's old room. Just a quick note of where his brother is, just in case he pokes us, just in case Damien
Sure.
looks through, because
Gotcha.
he said he would from time to time.
Yeah, you absolutely can do that.
He's
Do
fine.
you have the name of the base?
Yeah.
I want to make a roll if I know
Okay.
anything about that base.
Okay. Probably that'd be humanities.
Okay, that's not my best. Can I get +1 die because I am let's see if I can pronounce this correctly. A vocati,
Sure.
which is former military.
Yeah.
Basically, it's you're a veteran. Ooh,
Eh,
6 successes.
nice.
Nice.
Yeah, you think about that base. You go back to kind of your Legion status reports and whatnot. They tell you like where he was previously, which was kind of like at the edge of the Blight Zone, kind of perimeter. That particular base that he has been reassigned to is deeper in.
What's the reputation of that base?
That is a So before he was like in Baghdad, now he's out in the fucking desert. Like he is in an active combat zone.
Okay, that's not a fun place to be. But as far as I know, that's not like a weird. Sometimes bases are equipped to do certain things, and thankfully that's not like a prison or a research facility or something like that.
Oh no, this guy's human. The last one he was at was the one that's for special containment of special cases that could actually we had to do some real work to not trip all the sensors when we were looking in on him. But we were just checking for a friend.
Yeah, yeah. That one's problem is he's in an active combat zone.
Oh yeah, I mean that's where we're. So he's down there too. Don't worry.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's have some fun.
Yeah, you guys have some
Clackety
fun.
clackety clack.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, so you guys can carouse and have fun as much as you want. It is a port of call and.
I will let Fuck It All know.
Oh, okay. Go get in touch with Fuck It All.
That we're back in town.
Yeah, he's like, all right, yeah, let's do some business.
No, not right now. But how's shit been?
Oh, shit's been okay. It's a little less rough and wild now that things are getting back to normal. Less FSA bullshit. We've pretty much cleared them out. They're not welcome here.
Fuck yeah. Sweet. Well, if anything interesting does pop up, let us know.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, I'll put the feelers out for those kind of jobs. There's that'll be interesting. Yeah.
Also, of any good shows going on?
Yeah. I think I can look into that. I think there's we get the spectacles back from back home pretty regularly. I think there's a some bang happening somewhere down by the dock areas. I think there might be a temporary club set up.
Oh fuck yeah!
But yeah, I can shoot you some info on that. Some good underground shows.
Sweet, awesome. You're the best.
Absolutely. Yeah. What else? You guys have access to all the fun.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm gonna do all the fun, but I'm just gonna keep my while doing all the fun, carouse and keep my ear to the ground for any juicy tidbits.
Okay. Are you actively are you just kind of keeping your ears open, or are you asking around?
I'm asking around.
Okay.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, give me a persuasion roll.
6.
Are you looking for a job? Are you looking for just rumors? What are you specifically looking for?
Rumors in this case. Fuck it all. Fuck it all would have a job if we ever wanted it.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily need a job.
Oh no, just if something interesting pops up.
Something weird.
Something weird.
Listen for the weird.
Listen for the weird. Okay. There's a lot of sense of returning to normal here. Things are getting ready to. There's a lot of preparing. You do hear. You do talk to some people, and you get kind of the impression that the vast majority of the jobs and the criminal stuff that is happening around here is kind of getting your last grabs at the cookie jar before the cookie jar gets put away.
Before mom gets home.
The Legion's coming back. So.
Yeah, the Legion's coming back. So you hear about a couple big cargo shipments that are going to be moving through the docks. Basically, a lot of people are relocating.
Yeah.
Getting out, and moving their business out.
It's this was a sweet spot to, have your base of operations. It's not so sweet anymore.
Well, Deadwood's really fun until the Pinkertons show up.
Yeah. But it almost kind of bores you for a little bit until you hear about like someone is really concerned about some sort of like cargo movement. Like a lot of like you hear like a bunch of people loose deckhands who will do a lot of smuggling, like saying like, "Oh, I'm not fucking touching that." That was okay when it was contained, but if they're moving that out, then I'm not dealing with that. And you got enough successes. You eventually like find someone who says like, "Oh yeah, there was a pretty locked down and in the know kind of fighting ring, where there was a couple mutants that were kept on lockdown, that were kind of big draws for that kind of thing, and they're getting out, and
they're moving that. They're moving the whole freak show.
They're moving the whole freak show, and I don't think anybody. They're scrambling for help to try and make that happen.
So there are subaberrant mutants on this station.
Yeah, pretty. From what I understand, they had some pretty like shielded, like high security cages, essentially deep in the rock. And yeah, people could fight them.
Fuck. How did we miss? Anyway.
I mean, subaberrant mutants, like, even to Clairsentients, they're very hard to, like...
Lockdown.
They're barely nothing. Like,
They don't radiate a lot of their own energy.
Huh. Well, all right.
And they're the people who do that sort of thing are trying to get out. And I can't think of anyone who's too stupid or desperate enough to help them.
No. No, thank you, man. I give him money.
Yeah,
yeah, great. Money. I'll take that right. Like, that evening, I'll be like, I'll relay that information over dinner. Like, I can't believe we missed that the first time we were here.
Damn.
Subaberrant mutants on the ship.
Well, they're trying to move them out. Now, we could, if we wanted to do a funny, offer to help them move them out and then space the little fuckers. But
if I had the ability, I could potentially save them. Because I don't care who you are, you don't need to be enslaved.
You can do that?
I can't do that.
Okay.
But I know people who potentially could. But it's time intensive and a lot of resources to fix even one. Okay. I'd more likely, as you so eloquently put it, space them and put them out of their misery, because I don't care. I don't mind people making a buck, but I have a bit of a problem when it's on the backs of people who are probably best left,
They're sick.
Correct.
Pretty gross.
They're just sick.
They used to be guys.
They used to be people, now they're very
Correct.
ill.
Yep.
That's why, man, and I was having a good buzz. I was about to get started really rolling into this stuff.
I mean, we can go fuck it up. Like, I'm not saying we can't. I don't care who these people are. Who could they possibly be that could, like, what are they going to do? Call the cops? Report us to the UN? Call the Psi orders down on us? Like, no. There's a bunch
you're saying they disrupted what business?
Yeah. So, I mean, if we wanted a small thing to get up to, something light and breezy, perhaps, hopefully light and breezy, we could go mess with some assholes.
I'm intrigued. I may start looking around and talking around on the ship and see if I can figure it out.
Oh, I mean, I could probably find them now that I know that they're here. I could find them, no problem. It's just I had it.
I was looking for more like context around it, because you can obviously find exactly where they are. It wouldn't be hard for you at all.
subquantum mutant fighting ring sounds pretty contextual. I mean, I don't know much more context you need. Like, what minimum bid was?
Who's doing it? Who's doing it? Where are they going?
How'd they get them?
Why? Why is this set up? A lot of other like ancillary details.
Well, I can answer a few of those. Assholes, money, money, money.
Down at the shady side of the docks.
Oh yeah, this is.
There's a bang down there too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe get old Bertha.
I've never experienced bang. I may need to go down there.
It's an experience. I strongly suggest it. I mean, it's a little different if it's a Mosian bang. Like, bang is great.
What's the difference?
One is where someone like me is on the board and Link, and you're I'm projecting into your head.
Not to sound too hippie-ish, but you don't just hear the music with your ears, man.
You feel it and stuff, and we can jump, and you can do a lot of weird reality bending.
I have to do a lot of thinking before I even begin to even entertain the idea.
You don't have to sign up for that part.
It's a great time.
I know. I'm just.
Hey man, I'm just saying that it caused an intergalactic or an interstellar incident. Like, it was that good.
Thus, you should try it at least once.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's interstellar incident good.
It's added it to our resume.
There are riots in New York right now because of how good it was.
It's well wanted as persons of interests.
Yeah.
So, all right.
I guess you all
music
just
was too
rocked
good.
too hard.
We really did.
Our licks were too righteous, yes.
Yes.
So now that I've been told about this underground mutant fighting ring, I'm gonna start, doing what a good cop does and start looking around, talking to people, figuring this out, and getting the context
I don't know
of
if those two words can ever actually go together, but we'll just pretend in this fantasy world that a good cop can exist.
Mostly what I'm wondering is, does this...
How about a good man will do?
There you go.
Or a skilled cop?
A good man who happens to have the skills of a cop.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and give me... let's see. How are you approaching this? What's your plan?
Let's think about this.
Wouldn't your subquantum sense be able to, if you push it?
Well, if I'm close enough to them, I can start sensing on them. I'm really good at Enigma, so I'm really good about putting the pieces together.
Okay.
So, if you could point me in the right direction, I can take it from there.
Sure. I can probably at least give you the name of the guy in charge.
Yep.
Or at least his general location.
I'm just not familiar with the people on the station. That's my biggest hurdle right now.
Yeah, I can at least be like, I'm going to try to douse on the guy who runs the sub-aberrant mutant fighting ring on Absolute Zero.
Sure, yeah.
What the D?
Seven.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That overcomes the difficulty. Yeah, and like, as you start to focus on it, looking for this thing specifically, the first question that you answered is, how did I miss this? As you kind of run up against what you become familiar with as a Clairsentient jamming device.
Yeah.
Once you kind of focus in, you tune your senses to be like, oh, there's the static that blocks what I do.
The fuzzer. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're focusing around it.
Those aren't cheap either.
A little shifting of time perspective, and you eventually find when your target leaves that area to go do something else, and you get a clear image of this very squat, very muscular, older man who looks like he's probably from the UAN. So an African man who very scarred, wearing a vest that is clearly also armor, and you see him kind of heading to like one of the deep mine elevators up into the from where he was, where that Clairsentient jammer
Gotcha.
was operating.
So it was way in there.
Yeah, it's way in there and like heavily shielded specifically from Clairsentience.
That makes sense. Well, I can tell you exactly where the jammers are, and I can tell you where the man is right now. He's at the elevator. He's coming up. I boil up a map.
Do we know his name?
What's his name? I mean, can I get that out of this? Actually, I don't know if that's something I could just like.
I don't think you get the you've gotten your target. He's the guy in charge, but he's the guy in charge of this ring. But yeah,
funny thing about names, actually, unless you have them up front, you can't just get them.
Yep, that's fine.
You know where he is. You know he's coming up.
Well, if you want to talk, if you want to have a general conversation with this guy, you can meet him at this elevator.
Okay.
You want backup?
Welcome to come along.
I mean,
we can be in the area.
Yeah.
Is that a normal amount of shielding to have for this?
oh no. Well, I mean, if you're doing something that's stupid and illegal, it would be, but that is not as far as I understand it, fuzzers like that are like not cheap. That's
Also,
like,
if he's doing that much, people who go this far to do that kind of stuff are always to a lot more.
oh well, I mean,
Because where did he get the mutants?
That's what I'm
that's
wondering.
a great question.
That was my question.
And
Where did
if
he get
he's
'em?
far enough and deep enough, they may have something
Yeah,
more.
Well,
they may have some
where
roast down
there's
there.
mutants, if they have a way to produce mutants, then we have to clean that.
Oh, fuck that.
Correct. This is why this caught my interest.
Yep, that's
This
our-
isn't
That
just
would
a
be everything
little.
to have buzzers.
Yeah.
Time to do our jobs, kids.
Yep.
Yep. All right.
All right, I'm gonna go over
Last I
to
checked.
their.
Killing average.
Well, when you find something you're good at.
Yep. I think we're gonna go over to that elevator.
Okay.
See where that guy is.
You guys, yeah, I mean, like I said, this is a deep elevator, so it takes more than just basically are able to get there in time for it to reach the level, and you see maybe about 20 people heading out of it, mostly like wearing very worker-looking clothes. You're able to identify this guy who's just very much like moving as part of the crowd.
Okay. He doesn't look like. I want to do a quick scan. Does he look? A couple things. Does he look like he has bodyguards or security with him?
Yeah, but you'll be okay. You got us.
No.
I know.
It's
I know.
it's important to know.
Yeah, give me a larceny or close combat roll.
I'll do larceny. It doesn't really matter, but
I'm just a sweet little boy. I don't know nothing about either of those things. I just know guns.
can I get a bonus for military investigator?
Sure.
Just a sweet little boy who knows gun.
I'll take those 10s. That's 6 successes.
Yeah. You watch as they're starting to move, and like the external of this is like, we are people what work down below.
Yes.
All of them. And then you kind of notice like the loose knot of the 4 people kind of, not like on his ass, but they're all kind of moving in a formation. So it's not like him and the 4 guys directly next to him, but there are 4 dudes around him that are in optimal position to deal with any incoming.
Give me 1 second.
I mean, oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I mean, we don't have to ask permission to do shit here. We can get on that elevator and just go in there and see. Probably even better if the guy in charge isn't there.
I want to do one thing before we do.
Sure.
That's a good idea. I just want to do one thing. There it is, because it's a section I don't go to very often. I need to see. So rewrite.
So are you all here? like on
I will
location?
request y'all's
Yeah.
presence for this.
Hell yeah.
This is probably going to be something where we're going to have to go do stuff.
So yeah, while he's focusing on it, what is everybody else doing?
Probably just trying to blend in.
Okay.
Just looking like we're supposed to be there.
Yep.
Yep.
Doing the space equivalent of flipping through my phone.
Okay, that
I
access
was say,
senses.
where are
Okay.
we in regards to like? Are we by the docks or?
Oh yeah, I guess where's the elevator?
I'm gonna try to push. I'm
Yeah,
gonna try
but-
to do surface skim. Surface skim.
Sure.
Its difficulty is his manipulation. If he's unaware.
Just go ahead and roll.
I'll do that. 6 total.
Yeah, you overcome his thingy. You like the circuit, like he surface thoughts that he's on is all like he's like running through. He's running through like options in his head. He's thinking about like, all right, we're not getting any. Okay, so we're not. Doesn't look like local help is going to be forthcoming. We need to drug the shit out of these motherfuckers. We need to get some drugs, some stronger stuff than we normally use. And he starts thinking about like the people he can go to talk to get that sort of stuff.
Okay.
And he's just and he's like maybe if they're more sedated, maybe then we can get some more help. He's gaming it out.
Yeah, ruminating.
Okay. Okay. He comes over and comes to you guys because he's done a mind link with you of you. He's going to be busy for a little while. He's having a problem with sedating them.
Well, yeah, they're trying to get off the station because the Legion's coming back, and they don't want this anywhere near here.
Let's go down and see what we can see. He's going to be occupied.
Yeah, and worst comes to worst. I mean, the Maverick mutants, like, how bad could it possibly be? Honestly, at this point,
He seemed a little worried.
I would be if I were him.
Not just worried. More, I wouldn't say panicked. That's not the right term.
Like I said, he is doing everything in his power to get off this station with these things, and absolutely no one wants to deal with this guy.
Yeah.
So, if I were him, I'd be shitting myself too.
I'm surprised he hasn't just shot him in the head and left.
Maybe he doesn't have the weapons to shoot them in the
He might
head.
not be able to.
Maybe he's too invested.
Or he's too deep.
Obviously, I
cares
didn't
about
bring my rifle, but oh well. All right,
Yeah.
let's go to this elevator.
Get to the elevator.
Yep.
Yeah, you get to the elevator, and there's definitely like it has like a control panel and like a pretty stock standard like badge access.
We silently go, huh.
Alex, if you would be so kind.
One quick question, because I saw him. Subquantum sense. Were there any active powers on him or around? It lets me identify powers, not like beings, but so if he had like any active psi or quantum abilities on him.
No active psi or quantum abilities.
I'm just going to do control.
Huh,
So
interesting.
that's 1, 2.
If you try to scry on me, subquantum sense will let me know that somebody's trying to scry on me.
That's 8.
Yeah, you absolutely just are like. Yes, of course. Yeah, you get access to the floor that you need to get down to. It is like definitely like deep maintenance, like close to abandoned. Like it's like pretty much one of the last levels that's even pressurized. Like you would have to go into so that was where they got onto the elevator, but you are able to trick the access into getting you on the elevator and pressing the right button.
All right.
Down we go.
As we go down, I'm
layers are
also gonna pop on biosense so I can sense all life around me. So, well, out of my basically, I believe it's range or radius. I always know what life's around me. So if there's guys like when the doors open, there are going to be guys right across the right outside the door. I'll know.
Yeah, as you get down to that level, go ahead and roll that for me.
Give me uno momento. Okay, it's short range.
Yeah, so within about 20 meters.
Yep. 6, and I have +2 to this. That's a 9. That's also a 9. So that would be actually 6 because I
6?
get bonus.
Yeah, absolutely. There are people on this level.
Yeah, and when I know like basically I'm looking for specifically I'm filtering out everything but human life or humanoid life.
Yeah, I mean there's barely anything but human life down here.
Yeah.
Like there's some like mold and algae, but there's about 15 people within your range once you get hit the level.
We've got at least 15 people down there.
All right, so are we going to try to ask nicely, or are we going to get rough and tumble?
Just pretend to help.
I'm going to continue going until I find them. I will be nice to start with.
All right. But yeah, pretending we're supposed to be here would be a good start. If you want, I'll take care of that.
I didn't get the dude's name while he was like in his head or anything like that.
No, he's not thinking, "Hi, my name is." No, he's got super.
Slim Shady.
Or did he say a name when it was in his head?
No.
Okay.
He did. Yes, he said he said
dealers?
some names when he was thinking about dealers.
Okay, got it.
Just say the boss hired us to.
That's
That's what I intend to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's why I wanted a name, but I couldn't get I couldn't pull a name off of it.
And then
You're going to want to let me.
they're
take
here
care
to
of this.
assess.
Yep.
Sorry, I
Yep.
can't find it. I'll find it in a little bit. I got plenty
Right
of minutes.
behind you.
So yeah, the elevator door opens up,
Got it.
and it opens up into basically a tunnel with a lot of like what tech is down here is so it's a lot of bare rock, but there's like seals and whatnot that are basically here to maintain the pressurization down here. This is a very bare bones area, and when you open up, there's just like those. What you can imagine was those 15 people. Like some of them are going one way, some of them are going the other way. Most of them are like carrying things. It looks like people are working down here.
Okay.
I do
So-
turn on Sense Spectrum, so I can. I'm specifically looking for like security systems. So. It's the
Yeah.
field electromagnetic. Yeah. magnetic
Yeah, I mean
energies.
there's wiring, there's
Yeah.
whatnot. Not a lot of like there's not like surveillance down here. There's no cameras or anything, at least on this main hallway that you're dealing with.
And you can probably find wherever
Yeah.
the
Yep.
jammers are because wherever it's going
There's
to
a
be
fuzz,
loudest
yeah.
to you.
Yeah, I just start heading in the direction of the fuzz if no one stops me.
You start heading there. Eventually, it's easy to tune. It's easy to tune in on now that you know it's there. You can't see past it. You just sort of are heading down this long. It's not cramped hallway, but it is certainly an uncomfortable hallway because it's just like bare space rock for the most part. You keep going, and then you reach a point in the tunnel where you know you've passed it, but you don't see anything but tunnel.
Oh. All right, we're in the fuzzy zone.
I'm gonna put my hand on the wall. I'm going to use the basic transmutation power. If you want to do it too, that's fine.
Go for it.
Oh.
What are you specifically doing?
It is the basic transmutation power. It lets me touch material, and I immediately know like its dimensions, what it's made of, and if there's like any secret compartments, that kind of thing.
Yeah, molecular scanning.
Molecular scanning, thank you.
It's the best.
Nope, that's one too far.
Also makes you better at breaching armor if you tag it.
Yep. That's fundamentals. Yeah, molecular scan. Reroll. I could fail. 5, 6.
There's lots of momentum if you do.
I'm not rolling too bad tonight. 4.
4? Yeah, you are walking around the hallway and like you sort of triangulate with Asher about where you are, and eventually you find a section of this tunnel that. Let me just look at that quantokinesis for a second, just to see exactly what kind of information you get here. Where's that cube? Come on now. There we go.
Oh, molecular scan?
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have
That's okay.
done page number.
Like you're scanning. Okay, yeah. So hidden components. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You section in on a section of the tunnel that is definitely different. Like you don't like you feel it connected to a. There's nothing very special about this, but you feel something underneath it, which you kind of like think for a second and like. There is something that there is basically a process. Something is set up here to essentially drop this section of the tunnel wall into a cavity below.
Do you sense any sort of signals, like something you would register, like some sort of wireless transmission?
Yeah, I guess first I'll see if there's any just wiring within the wall right here that I can sense. Failing that.
I could always try to physically push it down, but I was trying to be more subtle about it.
Basically I'm looking for like a badge reader that's hidden or something like that.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a roll real quick.
Okay. I guess just the regular attunement roll.
Yeah, the regular your sensory power, your basic power that senses stuff.
Yeah, that's the sense spectrum. That is 3 successes.
Yeah, you do detect like an electrical source down there. There is like a steady kind of electrical source, but you don't sense anything like a badge reader or anything like that. You can kind of like touch it a little bit, and whatever it is, it's incredibly simple. Like it's just feeding power to a device or something, but whatever it is, like you think it's like a magnet that is feeding power to something, but whatever's down there is not complicated.
I think there's just an electromagnet down there that's probably keeping this closed. Probably has to be open from the inside. I can drop it though.
Yeah, do it.
Just
I
drop
think
it.
I can anyway.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I'm just going to
I was just going to see if there was a thing you press on the wall to open it up, like a old school like that. But
You just got to give this little stone over here a kiss.
No, I'm just going to do
That's it.
modulation. The photokinesis is actually lets you change electromagnetic energy into another one, and so I'm just briefly going to
Shut it off.
turn it into heat for a moment.
Okay, yeah. You shut it off, and you begin to hear like a slow grinding as like you see like this section of wall like move slightly, and it moves down maybe about a foot, and then some like you've turned that off. But then, like, kind of slowly and steadily, it lifts back up.
oh, that's I because I already activated my telekinesis.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not. I'm gonna hold it there.
Okay.
Push it back down.
We are going to have to do a roll off for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is a thing happening.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
They know we're here.
Oh, dang. Good. Let them know.
They're about to.
Let them know.
It'll be fine.
They done fucked up now.
I bought up close combat. This'll be fine.
This may not be fun.
Yeah, momentum. It's fine. Use momentum.
We do have momentum.
Lots of momentum.
I may use like 2 or 3. I'll use how much we got
We
remember right
have
now?
5.
How many successes did you roll?
I got a grand total of 3.
3? Okay. Yeah,
Well, I wanted to know how many momentum do we have.
we have 5 momentum.
I say use 3 then.
I'll use 3 of it. So
Right
now I have 8. No,
Okay.
6.
Yeah. So you initially meet pretty strong resistance, but then you just sort of bear down with telekinetic might, and like you hear like something breaks, like something like very mechanical, like there's a shattering of bending and twisting of metal, and you very uglily push this thing down, like you hear like gears and like other things like breaking as you do so, and eventually you see as this sort of comes down, like when it comes down about halfway, you see on the other side of it, you see 2 dudes like at like a pulley lever system, like desperately trying to like stop, but like as things are just breaking.
And I'm just there, just looking like this. And as I do that, and my face is revealed, you see the Legionnaire markings of tattoos appear on my face.
Okay, we're rolling initiative
Yay!
as they pull guns and start to shoot at you.
Yeah.
The way you do.
As is just improper.
Okay, I always forget.
6.
Dex
It's
for
6
sympathy.
It's 6 for
Thank
you.
you.
It's always
Yep.
6 for you.
Awesome. I rolled nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. No successes.
Okay. Well, you guys are going first, so
Yeah.
yeah. Asher, you get the spotlight. Yeah, these guys are like pulling sidearms and like they're not working the levers anymore, but they are shooting at you. So
I'm going to give them a warning shot from the side gauntlet between the 2 of them. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you better put those down. Boom.
okay. If you want to make a command roll,
Yep.
you would definitely have 2 enhancement from the warning shot.
Yeah, we'll do
As that is a pretty persuasive argument.
that. Yeah.
Pretty much.
As I'm literally
Oh,
also
for fuck's sake.
pushing down a giant door with my brain.
Oh dear. No, it's a good. It's a good.
good, oh
idea.
It's a good
Okay.
deer.
Yeah, with the warning shot, and does me being striking matter? Don't suppose.
No, not really. They don't want to. They don't want to fuck you in any way.
Okay, well it's 8.
8. Okay.
Yeah, 8 on a command roll.
Okay. Yeah. You definitely have enough to overcome their Yeah, you can do that. You can definitely have enough to do the shockwave so that you can do it to both of them.
Yep.
They look at like the four of you, look at the Psi Gauntlet, look at like the Legion markings, and they drop their guns and run
Okay.
the other way.
That's fine.
And as I walk through, my suit changes, and now it's back to the uniform. Mm-hmm. So I decided because now the jig is up.
And yeah, you're able to mostly bring the wall down. There's a point where it just kind of like stops as like physics does not allow it to move down any forward. So like you climb over it a little bit.
Hup. Got a hup. Yeah, I'll hup over it.
It's easy enough.
Yep.
Up over. What did those guys do? They just ran.
They just ran in the
Sure
other
enough.
direction.
Yeah,
And there is
follow.
another tunnel that's going deeper.
Yeah, let's
in.
follow him.
Yep.
Although we should probably be more. We should be cognizant because they might start shooting at us.
Well, I should be able to sense
Yeah.
if any
Oh,
more people
God.
just show up within like 20 meters of me. I
If
can
you
know
want
if
to
they
do
jump.
another biosense roll.
Also, did they physically drop their guns? Or
Yeah, they
did
physically drop their guns.
Oh, hey, free guns.
Free guns!
These are like shitty, like machine pressed, like slug throwers.
Pistolas!
All right.
real
I
bad.
failed that.
Can I interest
So
you
momentum.
in a shitty
Okay.
I failed that roll.
Okay.
All right. It's sleeping on the
Yeah,
ground.
like
Yeah.
it's not like whatever this like
A whole one.
disruption thing is like. It just even though it's not specific, like it's specifically against clairsentience, it even starts to like mess with your senses.
Got it.
So you're not sure of who's down.
Okay. Can't get a clear count anymore, but just
Actually,
be
yes,
just be
okay.
wary.
Yeah, just have a gun.
I'll take a shitty gun in case this disruption.
And there's
disrupts my
definitely
thing.
a moment where he definitely gets into military sort of ops mode. Even though he doesn't have a gun, his hands are like out like this, and he's looking around like he's completely on high alert now.
CQC.
Oh yeah, you are not happy when you get into this hallway. As like
It's a big fuzzy.
Yeah, you just walk into the fuzz.
Y'all are jerks. Oh, it's so.
It's got to, hey, Alex, it's got to be a piece of tech. You should be able to find it.
I'll try. I will, I guess, keep my, I have my EM sight on, but I think that's probably getting fuzzed out too.
No, that not specifically. No,
Okay.
That was more of a
it affected
narrative.
him because he rolled.
I rolled
Gotcha.
shitty.
Well, basically, so do I see, is there still wiring I can see leading to anywhere down here? Or any place where I can see a lot of electromagnetic?
Yeah,
power
yeah.
being-
Well, yeah.
or
You look
current
forward. There's not like a lot of wiring here. It seems like they tried to like isolate this stuff specifically from electrokinetics, and whatnot. But you do at the edge of your senses detect a pretty powerful bioelectric source, which would be indicative of bioware.
I am going to try to tap into that device to make sure, well, actually I'll just go ahead and try to take control of it.
Okay,
And see what it's, make sure it is the fuzzer before I dismantle it.
sure thing.
Oh, this is much worse than all the drinking.
Sorry, man.
That's right, we got momentums.
Would we like some more momentums?
Oh man.
I mean, I say you should spend it to succeed.
Let me spend, can I spend two
Yeah.
momentum to auto succeed?
Sure. Yeah, you connect up, and yeah, this is a psionic noise generator that you're connected to.
Yep, because I was rolling for control, I'm just going to go ahead and shut it off.
Yay!
Blessed silence, blessed. I mean, if anyone wants to make another roll, any sensory rolls, now that the fuzzer is off.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, hey, how many mines are nearby?
Yeah, go ahead and roll your basic there.
That's a better roll.
What specifically are you rolling?
Oh, bio.
Okay, yeah.
Life sense. 2, 3, 4 total.
Yep. There are 7 life forms.
7.
And
Mind scan
Yep,
was...
7 minds. 2 of them feel pretty normal. 5 of them do not.
I see.
Ooh.
Okay, so we found our beasties.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Remind me to pick up that fuzzer before we leave, though, no matter what, because I've been wanting one of those.
Okay. So you're just following?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You get to the end of the hallway, and like as you are doing so, basically right before you get there, another chunk of rock just like falls down and blocks your path.
Traps!
Oh, wow. We have tribute traps.
That's retro.
Yeah.
I didn't...
Could I have, since that was about to happen, and try to catch it, or...
Yeah, if you want to give me a good roll for that.
Oh, I guess I should activate alertness.
I mean, yeah, there's that.
Yeah, not
I probably would have told the server guys
Always
not to shoot
prepared.
us.
Yes,
danger
exactly.
sense, you know.
I'm not going to necessarily... I could set up... I mean, I could put up these
If you want to
resistance.
get a
Just in
survival
case
roll.
we release an aberrant or something.
That's true.
Survival?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this is where I start not rolling well at all.
Yeah, you're just too in it. Like,
Yep.
it doesn't come down on top of you.
Right.
But it just block your path.
This is the moment when I forgot
to be a clairsentient?
To be a clairsentient, so I activate least resistance and alertness.
Okay, good.
Like, maybe let me... I'm sorry. I kind of been out of it for... Okay.
I mean, we're drinking pretty
How
heavy.
blocked are we right now?
There's a pretty huge chunk of rock
Okay.
just, like, completely blocking the tunnel.
I see.
All right. Hold on.
Move it with your mind.
No, actually, I'm about to turn this into Jello.
Oh, yeah, just... Fundamentals.
Or
Very good.
It is a size 2 chunk of rock.
I can easily do size 2. That's not the problem. Just making sure I can receive a solid object of the size perimeter. Oh, yeah. I can totally do that.
All right, let's see how it goes.
See, this is transmutation. I just get my psi, but I get to push my powers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, at least I got a success. 3 successes total. Yeah, I beat the base difficulty of it. So I can't change it from like a solid into a gas or a liquid, but I can change all of its consistencies.
Okay.
So it still operates, but I can also reshape it.
Okay.
So literally I can just basically turn it into a soft Play-Doh like stuff, and then with telekinesis push it out so that it basically creates a cavity that we can walk through.
Okay, so yeah, you take a couple moments to do that, and you come into a like 20 by 20 like carved out block of a room. You do see kind of like on top of the ceiling has been rigged what you recognize as a fuzzer, with some power lines going into it, and sort of spaced out along one side of it. You see these like heavy metal like hatches, for lack of a better term, just like pieces of metal that are like bolted into the ground, and you see these 2 guys in the process of like undoing some like locking mechanisms on one of them.
These are the same 2 guys who ran.
Yeah, these are the same 2 guys who were going to
Just
shoot
making
you.
sure. Not you
Engaging to
guys.
take us out with them protocol, I see.
Stop. For God's sake, stop what you're doing. Or I'm gonna have to shoot you.
I've lined them up with my crappy gun that I took from them.
Okay, yeah, give me another command roll. See if they will obey you.
Only 2.
We have momentum.
Okay.
I'll burn our last momentum if you guys want me to. It's fine.
Yeah, that'll be enough to do it.
3 momentum. 3 it is.
Right. Yeah. So you put it. And they just kind of like look at the guns, look at you guys.
Yeah.
Like stop.
Good idea.
From what they're doing.
Can't be worth the money, guys. It just can't. Ugh.
So are these cages or these?
No, they are hatches that are bolted into the floor.
So someone basically dug square holes into bare rock and bolted steel plates over them of some sort to keep these things in.
It's like we're in Jabba's palace.
Got it. Gotta watch out for the rain.
They just kind of like start backing away.
You're not arrested yet, so just chill.
Boss's name.
Big Motumbo.
Big Matumbu. All right, good to know. Where'd you guys get the
I'm sorry if that was racist. I don't know if that's a racist thing, but forgive me.
War names, dude. They're crazy.
He's like, yeah, Big Motumbo. We owe him so much. We got to work it off.
All right, I want to see if these guys are telling the truth, and this is just a straight normal empathy.
Sure, yeah.
roll.
Sure, yeah.
Not doing anything weird. So plus military investigator. Come on, baby. That's better. That is much better. 4 successes.
Yeah, these guys are scared and desperate.
Okay, so
You won't be arrested. Just cooperate.
yeah. Where do you know where your boss got them?
No, this is just our shift. We just watch them and man the
Okay.
levers.
That's okay. In fact,
I look at it up and I'm like, I think it's best if you're not here.
They hear that and they leave.
Yeah.
They immediately, given leave to leave, they do so.
Yeah.
To make this as painless as possible, if you two can link up, you can just
put them out of the misery.
put them out of their misery. If you're willing to spend that amount.
As you guys are watching the situation, you're looking at what's going on here, and you look at these latches, and you see the one that's kind of open. You don't see a pit or anything. You see there is another block of rock. And with some sensing down there, you sense the lives that are down there, and they are cramped into a small little area with this rock on top of them that they are apparently tough enough to not be just crushed by. But that is their existence, being kept in a very small hole, being crushed by a huge block of rock.
And I'm going to imagine that any sort of semblance of thought is just probably not there.
Oh yeah, it's pure fucking rage and humiliation and sadness and yeah.
We're going to probably want to extract something of them just so we have an idea of who made them. But
Well, when they're dead, we can then.
we'll take care of it then.
I can move the rock. And
Okay, in that case, could you two cover the door in case Mr. BM
Yes.
comes back and wants to drop this place on us?
I'll have a very interesting conversation with that gentleman when I see him next.
And Vega.
All right,
Let's do this.
So you are able to it's going to take a bit just because these are five dudes and but,
Before we put them out of their misery, since we're linked, am I able to use Curly Eye to try and
you
gauge?
can gauge them. They are,
Or are they just completely nothing redeemable? Just
Well,
that's the question. I mean, the common wisdom is that subaberrant mutants are not fucking redeemable. They are eternally damned to be what they are. And these particular ones have endured a lot of psychological and physical torture.
I think these people. I think these poor guys are probably beyond our help. At this moment, other than giving them a way out.
that's fair. I just wanted to
Oh, it sucks. Yeah, I'm not happy about it, but
just wanted to make sure.
And I'm sorry that I have to ask you to do this.
So you take the time and the spend the psi and just you're able to take the time to just ice each one, just shut them off.
Tier 1, Tier 2?
They are tier 2 characters.
Okay.
That's 3 each.
Yeah, that's not bad. Okay.
And
I've spent my
yeah,
5.
I won't make you roll
Okay.
because you guys are in a controlled situation essentially. But yeah, you just find a bit of them that's vulnerable and shut it off.
Just try and make it quick as possible.
And like to put some like horrific icing on the cake here. Shortly after you extinguish their life, whatever like pressure or force was like keeping them from like being utterly crushed
The rock.
bleeds out of them, and the rock just crushes their bodies.
No, I didn't think that through. Oh well.
Yep.
I'll get my answers.
And as you guys are finishing that up, it is when you begin to hear the echoing commotions of footsteps and shouts coming down from the hallway.
Oh, good.
Which is where we will end this particular episode of Trinity Continuum Aeon ASIYAH. Thank you guys so much for watching. For playing. Thank you guys for watching.
We also watch it.
I watched.
It's okay.
It was great.
This is an example of, well, I better come up with something upsetting.
Yes.
Yeah, well, congratulations, you did. Good job.
Yeah, it turns out the real monster was mad. But anyway, if you'd like to support the show and the channel, you can go to patreon.com/SimulacraStudios, become a patron, get access to our Discord, chat with me, chat with them, chat with everybody, and maybe even roleplay with us with early access to casting calls. And I guess we're going to fight some real sons of bitches.
Yeah, we're
Great.
gonna
I'm here for this.
All right.
bad man.
All
Some
right.
real bad dudes. Are you a bad enough dude? All right. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.